Hi everybody from Central California, very, 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 very hot Central California summer. So I have some things I want to share with you just to have fun because I haven't been on in about 2 or 3 weeks. But I want to share this stuff with you. It's not for sale. Two things I bought, and one thing was an art journal I just did because I did a course called okay, it's kind of strangely worded. Uh, uh, floral Floral Magic Art Fest is what it is. I think it was put together by a lady, Francisca, somebody. I'm sorry, I don't know. There, a lot of them are. She's from Portugal, I believe, and a lot are from other parts of the world. So I didn't get it, but I took the course. I just want to show you some of the things I made in the course and the book I use. And so, first of all, these are all like a little conglomeration here. I thought I'd finish showing you my junk journal July and how that turned out. Now at the end of August, I'm going to show you that. Okay, man, I turned the air off in here, so I hope I can stand. Okay, so here's my junk journal July little guy. And I like how it turned out. I had gotten, this is just some cheesecloth I'd gotten on Etsy. I might even have what are those things called, a template to punch that out, on one of the Big Shot, those things. Anyway, I bought these on Etsy, and they were just little frames that were cut out. And I did different things with them. Here, I'll show you. I'm not sure what shop it was. If somebody really wants to know, I'll find it. Because I'm just doing this now, just off the cuff, But some of these I painted, and then this is how they came, like this. And this one, what did I do with this one? This looks like here, I did the other side. I didn't like how this turned out. So I thought, well, this side's not too bad. That's right, I painted this one. This one, I don't know, see, I can't remember because it was a while ago. I kind of like this one. Anyway, so these little guys here, that's what this is. I just used a... I just put some ink on there from, the ink pads. I just used that. It was probably either Vintage Photo from Tim Holtz. It's either Vintage Photo or I've been liking this one called Gathered Twigs. I've been using that a lot. Sorry, I hit the thing. So it turned out really cute. This is it. I put little, because the corners were coming up, so I just put little canvas pieces here and just gruffed them up a little bit. So that's that. And in here we have the book. And remember, it pulls out. So it turned out, I'm happy with it. So let's see. We'll go through it real quick. I know you remember most of this. Just some were catastrophe. I'm not proud of this one. But, some turned out okay. I don't know. I like this one because I put a kitty. It's a vintage or an old, some kind of game card. So I think it was C for cat. I like that one. So I just put some things on here. Just whatever the prompts were, details. I don't know. And so then you get to the end. So the end is stuck down. I think I did something a little wrong. I should have stuck it down differently. But then you have to go way like this. But it doesn't matter. It's for me. And then go back the other way, as you see. So, yeah. And then when you've gone the whole way like this, then you just put it, you just easily. So I think I should have put it on a little differently. I should have, I like how I put it on, but I think in order to make it go back like that and then go opposite whirl to be easier, I think I should have somehow attached it differently down here. So I put only this on there. But it doesn't matter. It's just mine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I guess I should still do an opening page, but I probably am not going to do that unless I remember to do it, which I'm going to say no. So then I bought myself, because I have a birthday coming up, and so I bought myself a couple fun things. I bought from Juanette this beautiful book. Now, she was doing videos, Juanette's Crafting Corner. She was doing this goes like this. She was doing videos about this, and I thought, because a lot of it was used on her, and I really want to go on that trip. I remember when Rachel talked about it. I really wanted to go where they went around I'm sorry, I'm trying to get you to get more of this in because it's a big book. Oh, wait. That's what you do on the... I'm trying to do what I do on the phone. That's ridiculous. Okay, so let's see if we can put you like this. It's a little better. Okay, so this is a huge book, as you can see. But she did it, and I just was so excited about it. And one night, I just always peruse different Etsy shops that I really like. And I was up late one night and I saw she had listed this. I thought, oh, she's going to sell that. So I bought it right away. I bought it before the video went up that she had it on, that she had it there. So I was very excited about that. So yeah, so if you've seen her video, and I'll go through it for you. She said what everything was. So I don't really know what everything is, but I have added some of my own things since I've gotten it that are, you know, really old papers. So that's kind of fun. But so it's just so fun. And if you watch this, Juanette, will you tell me which piece? I know you talked about a candy box. I wanted to buy that candy just to get that box that had all that pretty paper or whatever it was. I'd like to know what in here was that, and I can't remember. So anyway, if you watch, or if you, I know you're busy. A lot of people get busy, real busy like me, and you can't watch something until way later. But so she has, I'll link her thing on here. But she has her beautiful, you know, she did a whole thing. She did different lessons on it and stuff. So really just amazing. What I really love, Juanette, is, where'd it go? This in here. Whatever you did with this, the way this feels, oh, it's just so great. It's just so, this is some kind of thin brown paper, I guess, just on top of whatever else that you collage. But whatever she did to it just makes it feel so cool. So I really just love it. Oh, I love how it feels. But anyway, so I ended up being the lucky girl, and I am already doing some things. I'm trying to put in here some things that I got, that are older, you know. So so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, so that's in here. Gosh, she's so artistic. I can't believe it. And then she sent me for a gift. So that one's done. She sent me for a gift, their little thingy that I'll put this video too. Now I got to bring you in more. This is how it goes, guys. No, up. Okay, we have to go up this way. Let's go. Yeah, like that. There we go. Just like that. So hopefully that's good. So then she had gotten this. It was a little leather pouch. She thought maybe had a Bible in it at one time, but then she made a little journal to go in here. Oh, I was so tickled. She sent it to me as a gift, and I was just so touched by that. So this is the cute little journal. Look at it. Just adorable. And I'll put her video on here. I want to say thank you to her because it was, I mean, I can go through this, but this other thing I'm going to go through will probably take me forever. So I don't think you want to watch that long of a video. But anyway, I'll link her thing, but it's just so adorable. It's just adorable. I couldn't believe. So thank you, Juanette. That was just so kind of you. Very kind, very kind. I love it. I just love it. Okay, put that over there. So now I did the Magic Art 2023, the Magic Art Fest, and it's over now. And what it was there's a lot of mixed media and painting, a lot of that. Not as much fabric. Rachel had a few classes and she did a lot of fabric stuff, which I really appreciated. But yeah, a lot of them just, you know, they didn't do that. So I can't tell you how anything's done because you should just go purchase. I don't know if you still can purchase it because it's over, but I don't see why not, because she gave us as a gift the 2021 classes or festival, whatever, Flower Magic Art Fest. So, I'm sorry, I really can't, it's hard to remember. But this is the journal I use. And actually the journal, this is one of the journals that Rachel had made and sold to people. And I can't remember how much of this was, I added all this to the front. She did this right here and this and all of this. So she did this piece. The book was, and it was one of those ones that is the, what do you call it, where you put it in with rubber bands. That's, or whatever I don't know if they're rubber bands, but elastic. So yeah, so that, I just used that. And I use, it's so thick. I didn't do every class because it was difficult. Some of them I didn't have all the things. And I really want here, I made it big so you can see it. I wanted to you know, I wanted to do everything, but it was every day you got 1 or 2 classes. And so I couldn't keep up with that. And I'm sure other ladies couldn't who worked and what have you. But it was super fun. It was super fun doing it. So I thought I'd share it. I did way better than I thought. In fact, somebody asked me if they could buy one of the pieces. I said, well, no, it's just like a journal page in my journal. It's not really for sale. And then another girl who goes to our church asked me if it would be okay if she took the image and made herself placemats. And I said, sure, you can do that, but I'll send you the image because, you know, Facebook, they what do you call it, compress the images and stuff. There's not the greatest quality. So I said, I'll send it to you. But she's so cute. So she did that. She made some for me, and she's going around raving about it with people. I'm saying, oh, thank you. That's so nice of you. But I just sort of, it's just kind of a class I was taking. Anyway, so this is my journal. So I did this part, and it's all about flowers mostly. So that's why, you know. Now, one of the courses was about making buttons. Isn't this the most adorable button you've ever seen? So I made buttons for the class. I'll show you some of them. And it's definitely, that was a fun thing to do. I never have done anything like that before. And it just was I really like how this one turned out. But I'm not going to tell you how to do them because that wouldn't be right. But I made quite a few, as you can see, buttons. So just really cute. This was some eco-dyed paper. And then I made it out of that. And this is kind of wild. It's really kind of fun. When Rachel ever does it, she will love it because the way you do it, the way you kind of do it is that, you know, doing a big piece and then you cut them into circles and you don't know what's going to come up. So this is a 1700, early 17, late 1600 paper that I bought from Rachel's. You know, she sells that on her website, so I bought that. So there you go. I mean, I just did a lot of buttons. That was fun. That was one of the classes. Well, no. The class was how to make the journal, to make a journal for that. And she talked about her buttons because she used one of her buttons. And she talked about that. And so I think I went and bought that class separate. That wasn't offered in it, but super cute. I'll put the button class on there too if you would like that. The rest are from the Magic Art Fest that we did. Okay. So I got to sit down. I'm hoping. I was standing up to make sure it was on screen. It sort of is on screen. So, oh wait. So one of the first things was she wanted to make an envelope. Here's another button. Where you could gather things, little plants or what have you, and then use them in inspiration for your art or whatever. So, so she wanted to make a cloth, like little envelope. So what I did was I went ahead and made the cloth envelope, but she had some, what do you call it? Eco-dyed. I don't really know how to do the eco-dyed fabric. And so I didn't really have any. I had eco-dyed paper. I know how to do all the paper, but it's just really, I don't like the process. I like what happens when it's done, but I don't really like the hassle of the boiling and all that stuff. So what I did was I put a piece of old hemp on some really, this was from 1791 paper. And I just glued it on. So it made it very stiff. And then, you know, I just sewed this stuff on. Then what I did was on the back, because some people was doing the eco-dyed stuff. I just went ahead and painted some flowers. So it wasn't hard for me. I just stamped this with some stamps that I have, and then I just painted the flowers. And the rest I painted. And I don't know. I used every kind of paint you can imagine. Gouache, watercolor, what's that other thing? Acrylics. It just, those crayon thing, just all kinds of stuff. It was kind of fun because I wanted to take a class like that to learn that. And so that's what this is. So super cute, but you see how full this is, so it won't really fit in here. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's just how it is. And then I'll talk about these when I open the book. Okay, so here we go. So now this is the front of it. This was a piece I made a while ago. It's just sewed little fabrics and flowers, and it just was sitting in a thing. I thought, well, I'm gonna put that in here just, you know, as the, I don't know, decoration in the beginning. And so this little tag here, I had gotten when I bought something from Rosemary Morris at the Rusty Peacock. And this is, because I've taken her class too, where you, it's called, gosh, if I remember to put all this on here. It was called, I was going to say her concrete, but that's not what it's called. It's where you use, this was a canvas fabric, and then you put over the top of it, I forget what it's called. I think it's called cement, or I don't know, it's something, but it's something like that. And so anyway, she sent me this blank, and so all I did was draw a couple flowers on there and wrote the word renewal, and that's just sitting here because I've been wanting to do something with that, and so I thought that was good to try. It's not the greatest, I know, but I like it because I made it. And this was the opening page, so it says, can you see all this, guys? Yeah, you can see pretty good. Okay, so it says Flowers Magic Art Fest is what it's called, and it's 2023. And so this was, I copied a piece of, is that called lavender? Is that what it was? Those, yeah, it was like a little lavender thing. It was, I had it here from another purchase I made, and they had sent a bunch of like lavender in with it. And so I just sort of looked at it and tried to draw it. And this was something that I sewed. And so it was like a little piece with a little fabric thing, and so it's like little, so I stuck that on there with one of those frames. So that was that's the opening, just the title page. Then inside the this was just one of the pages, so it's the back side. You can see the stitching and stuff I did. Over here is just something, another thing I sewed like that, and I just put it on there. So mine has a lot of sewing because I like to sew. Now, the first thing they asked to do was a mood board, and so this over here is my mood board. Yeah, you can see it. And I just put things on there that I like that inspire me, you know. So I love this lace. It's there. Just, I don't know. You see. This thing was coming apart. I was so bummed out. It's one of those cigarette, California Poppy, those little cigarette cards that I can send out. I send out sometimes that have, you know, have the flowers on it. Well, I got a California Poppy, but for some reason, I don't know if it was just by itself or what, but it's fraying apart. So I went ahead and put it on here and glued it on because I didn't want to lose it because it was falling apart. Any minute I was going to put it on my quilt, my project I'm doing for the Rachel's Journal of Stitchery Volume 4, but I didn't, you know, I couldn't hold it together long enough. So it's just on here, and there's just things that are jotted and different kinds of tissue, you know, I just collaged. Sewing, just stuff like that. That's all it is. And then this is a little flip out thingy here where this came, somebody, now this looks like it's eco printed or something, but this came from something I bought. It was like part of a thank you. So I put it on here because I thought it was perfect for this because, you know, it's kind of what it's about. And so that's just sitting here in this pocket. I have a quote, "The voice of nature is always encouraging," Henry David Thoreau. And I put one of my little watercolor birdies. My little, can you see it? Yeah, you can. My little crazy watercolor bird right there. Well, it's good enough, I guess. And then Rachel, I noticed when I bought that pack of papers, you gave me a P. I was so excited about that. And I put it on here. So that was great. The ones that had the wormholes that your sister doesn't like. I thought that was so funny when you talked about that. Okay, so this is now one of the classes was, well, one of the things, oh wait, here, this was just a piece of, I think this was just something that, I think Rachel did this on one of her weekly challenges. So I just went ahead and put it in here with because I thought it looked pretty. And it has flowers on it and stuff, so, and pretty embroidery there. So if I can get it back in, man, I'm raspy today. Okay, over here was some of the, for those of you who know Johni at the Junk Journal Shop, she sold a lot. She might still have some. It's like, it's very porous handmade paper that looks kind of strange. It's like, let's see, I'll get you one. I should think these through and have it all out here. Okay, so it's not there. I don't think it's there. I think it's, where did I put that stuff? Other paper. It's a handmade paper, and she got it in Alaska when she went to visit her daughter. And if I find it, oh, here it is right here. So it's kind of fragile. I noticed that one of the friends that I've gotten different journals from, she used it. It wasn't Johni, I don't think. She tore some of it apart, and then she used it for like if she was doing a collage and had a bird, she would use this underneath it. It looks kind of like sand when it's all, but it's very, see, you can see my hand. Oh, here, this is two of them. So this was, you know, I tore this for some reason. Anyway, so it was kind of, stuff went through it, but it was in my book here. I added it. I had to redo some of the pages because I wanted different pages in for this for what I was doing. So it's not everything that Rachel made when she put the page. She put other plain papers. I kept a lot of them and I changed some around. Anyway, so in here, this was just, I think I just did some collaging and weird, just throwing color on. And then this was part of my olive tree. It had little olives on it. So you know, we were supposed to lay it down and then draw the shadows out. And then, I don't know, I don't know if they said to, anyway, I ended up painting it. Should have put some more color differential, but you know, it's what I did. Okay, over here, now this is like one of my very favorite digitals of Rachel's. I don't know which kid it is, don't ask me, but it's so beautiful. I just love it in everything. I always make sure I can try and find what it was, but that's just a digital page here. Over here, this is just something I got from Johni, the junk journal shop, a while back. It's just, someone else did this, but I put it on here to put this card. Now, you'll see in a minute, one of the classes was to take something that you made, and this is just over here because I like it, and it's flowers, and it's part of, I like this stuff, so just put it in there. I painted a picture, and then they said, you know, you should cut out your work and then use it in your, you know, in your stuff. And so I cut out the flower pot thing I made, and then I put it on a tag, a really old paper tag, probably from the 1700s, and then just put it on here, and then I just stitched around it, hand stitched it. And it says, "To take me by surprise." They were really into putting notes or something, inspire, you know, stuff like that. So that's what that is. Okay. This is someone I found on Etsy. It's a card. She makes some cards with real flowers, and they're just so beautiful. This was on a card. I took it off the card and put it here in the book just because I liked it. And I put this doily here in the book too and did collage. So this was nothing. This was just mess, you know, I just did this. There's no reason. Now, this is some of the painting I did, and it was kind of really fun and yet scary. So over here I have, well, this was the first one we did. And so, you know, she taught us about doing stuff, and I won't say it's the greatest thing ever, but I feel like I can show it to you. But yeah, so what's fun about this is the painting and stuff. I don't really want to talk about the technique because that would be rude. But she had us do some stitching on it, which I thought was really fun. I just added this myself to use some of the colors that I used in the painting. And so that was one of the things. I don't remember what the name of the message was, like if you know, I don't know, but I don't know. This is one here too. Now I just decided to do some of that. I found it was still alive. It was still good. But I think it's called modeling. Some kind of paste stuff you put down, and you put a stencil over it, and then when you take it up. Now, this isn't what they said, so I don't feel like I'm doing anything bad. I just was doodling around on the background of this page, and just put paint and weird doodles and stuff. And it did it really nicely, and then I just painted over it and gave it some dimension. But yeah, this class was called A Modern Still Life, I think it was. And so I just, you know, you just make it up in your head kind of. And, you know, I'll tell you the truth, people really love this one. And the next one I'll show you, the one girl made into a placemat. But the truth is I kept having problems with it. And then I just kept painting over top over and over and over again because I didn't want to tear up the book. And so it actually turned out pretty okay. I really like this part here. But it turned out okay. So yeah, so we did that. And so next year you guys should really do the class, or see if you can buy the class now. I think it's more expensive than when I bought it because it was like before, you know, it was all done. But it was I learned a lot. I learned a lot of fun things in this class. Okay. So now this one was, okay, what was this? These are just pages that I used to fill it in. Some of it was some of the first jelly print I ever tried, so I put some of that paper in here, stuff like that. So those are just so that it doesn't look like a weird page just sitting there when you turn the page. But this, there's another one too somewhere in here I put, but I hand drew it. And I know what was, oh, it was up here. Pretty sure it was up here. Okay, so there was something I saw. This was a painting that somebody else did somewhere. I just looked at it and tried to draw it from what it was. So this is some kind of pod-like thing that's not open. That's a vase. And this was just some coffee stain paper I have. I really liked how it looked like that. So it's just pencil, just use pencil. So, and I didn't color it in or nothing, just on there. This is just stuff. Now this was really cool, but look, I put it upside down. And what it was this was from my jelly plating. And they're birds, and it's a stamp. Then they're birds sitting on a line. And so I put this in here, but I didn't notice that it was upside down. So over here, now what was this one? Something like that, but I drew a poppy. And I used Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventure, or My Journal Adventure, and she had a class 2 or 3 years ago about drawing a poppy. So I kind of used her way she did it. I looked at it again. I saved it because, you know, I love the California poppy. So then I added, so all she did was this and the stem, kind of like this, and then she just added some leaves, but I tried to do the poppy leaves because I have poppies here, but most of them are dead right now, so I didn't have one to look at. I did look at some pictures, but so I drew the poppy, then I made the little, you know, little bud that's opening, and then I tried to do the leaves, which it wasn't too bad. And then this one I colored in with, I'm pretty sure I used some kind of color, colored pencils, I think. Again, this is just some of the jelly printing that I did before. And this is just an old piece of paper. And this guy, oh, so this is like Frida, right? This is, she gave us the template and everything. It's not like I did it myself, but so I thought it turned out pretty good. I mean, she did it a little different. I mean, I put a bow on her neck, or like a scarf type bow, but they didn't do that. They painted this on, but this is lace that I painted and I put on here. And then what's cute about this, there's a hidden pocket. So this comes out like that, and then it has a little hidden pocket, and you can write something about this. And she said intentions. What was cool about this too is that we did all these flowers by finger painting, which it sounds crazy, but it turned out just really, really good. And so super cute idea. Then so yeah, there's that one. I went out to eat with some friends of mine, and they said, that picture, because they see my Instagram stuff, she goes, that picture, look behind you. And of course it's Frida, and there's all these pictures of Frida. I go, yeah, that's her. That's what we were doing. Okay, so like that. This is just some more of my, it's not very good, my first jelly plate. So this was for Rachel's thing, and I don't know what to put here, but she did a thing where, okay, on here she did a thing where, she did a fabric tag. And so, you know, I loved it that she did fabric. So I have old German paper here, and I did a fabric tag. That was one of her things. She had 2 lessons. The other lesson was, what was it, Rachel? Why can't I remember? I thought it was on this page. Was this the first thing? Oh, what was it? I can't remember. I'll probably come upon it. It was 20 days of 1 or 2 lessons each day. It was kind of crazy. But in here is just some of my favorite trim here. And then I put buttons. These are those old linen buttons, and I put watercolor on them. I just put them on here. Part of me thinks it was a collage for the page. Like, I think she was talking about, I think this one was like using fabric and things in your art, so that, you know, it's textural and fun. And that makes me think what it was. And I was going to put something here, one of the other things here, but I never did figure out what. So, I mean, I painted it. But on the back, remember this comes through right there, which is very interesting. Okay, so now I wanted to put this here because this was the second class about how you can add stitching and stuff to tabs. And in here, I added this to this page because this is a weaving, paper weaving. One of the ladies did paper weaving. And so I made a side tuck out of it and put some old book page here. So that's just on here like that. So, yeah. This is, there's one of her beautiful papers. Rosemary. I just love her papers. I always have a little stash of them. I don't have a whole lot, but some. This might be Rosemary too, because I got one of her books where she when she did, I was like Rachel. I had the, what do you call that? Jelly plate stuff for 2 years, and I was too scared to ever try it. So I finally tried it. Well, I got one of this, Rosemary sometimes sells little composition books where when she rolls off the rollers, it's all of her stuff. And so, so then this was in there. So I thought that's be perfect for in here because it's the flower thing. So I didn't do that. So this is the one everybody likes. The picture turned out a little bit better than what it just looks like. That's what I told somebody. The picture looks way better. But so what was this class? Oh, all of this is made out of paper. Excuse me. This is all paper. Well, then this was all painted stuff, but this little vase, all this stuff was made out of paper. And this paint that I got some kind of acrylic paint that dries crazily. I had to take a drink. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try not to make noise. Okay, so this paint I got, and then I painted over some of it. So this is all paper that you kind of wad up and you make it into a bouquet. So that's what that was. But this paint I have is great. And this was just a piece of something I was just goofing off with the paint. And the paint dries. If there's a lot of it, if you leave a lot, it dries like in a big thick thing, and it doesn't fall off or nothing. So that's kind of fun. I made it, the piece I was messing with, I just made a vase out of it and put it on here. So yeah. So this is the one. Let me see. Yeah, see, it looks really nice on here on the TV. But it was even a little darker on because look, she printed it out. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. So she printed this out. She gave me the print of one of them she did. It's going to have a little bit of glare, but see, because of how it was different, I put a little bit more. I came back and put some centers in here. I probably like it better this way, but I still have the digital. But so she had this printed out in 8x10, I think it was. So that's really pretty too. Anyway, so it does look not as good in person, but whatever. Okay, so then this is just the stuff. I didn't do anything else here. Okay, so this was something I was messing around with. This was not a lesson. This was something I was just messing around with when I had stuff out. And what I did was, this is watercolor paper. What I did was I had some old dying roses that were here. And what I did was I took the rose, you know how they're all withered up and dead. They fall apart real easy. Well, I took it and held it like this and dipped it in paint and put it on here. This was no class. I thought, oh, that looks pretty good. So then I just made it look like some flowers and some book page, whatever this, leaves. So yeah, so I thought they turned out pretty good. Then I put the painting on top of, added some painting and drawing on it, but I thought it turned out pretty good for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. It looks like there's water here and then it comes up on a grassy area. Didn't try it, believe me. I think this was a piece of, I don't know. Oh, I might have used it to blot something or something. I don't know. Somehow this turned out like this and I did not try to do any of this. And so I just thought, I'm going to try this, see what it looks like. Just to goof around, and it was actually kind of fun to do that. Probably would be better if I used a more live one, Okay, so over here, this is the other one of the weaving pages I did. And of course, I decorated, so it's hard to see the weaving. But there's 2 pieces of Florentine paper right here, so and it's woven together. And oh, this was fun. This is one of Rachel sent me a tag and something I just purchased when I purchased it, so I just put that in here because it goes. And here was just a piece of something. I think it was a pullout from a magazine or something, but it wasn't shiny or anything. And so I just put it in here. I never did decorate this yet, but you'll see the next page what it was when it comes up. This is just an old piece of paper that I put some other paste. You're gonna laugh at this one. I forget what this is called. It's supposed to be in the garden, but I put you're supposed to put yourself in black and white. And I don't know what she was teaching us, probably just black and white. I don't know. She had a different way of doing this, but I didn't have what she wanted. I thought, I've already bought so much stuff. I just did it however I wanted to do it, But so this is supposed to be like your garden and all kinds of, look at all the scribbly and stuff that we did. And then here, I put my husband in here because I had it. I happen to have this one, really cute. So this is not necessarily my greatest piece of work, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cute. And I put this, let's see if I can read this. In my garden, after a rainfall, you can faintly, yes, Hear the Breaking of New Blooms, and it's from Truman Capote. So yeah, so that was that page. So this is the other page of that digital that I like. Now, who did I get this from? Was this in one of Rachel's packs or something? It's so beautiful. I was going to use this to either use for my, it was like out of an old book, obviously, and it's very fragile. So I just glued it on here. And so I thought, well, I could use this for my model if I was going to draw a piece, you know, like they were telling us to do. So, but we never did that, or I didn't have the time. There's several lessons I didn't do because I didn't have the time, but I want to try. One of them was making your own ink, like watercolor ink from out of like plants and stuff. She used a pomegranate, which I have tons of pomegranates. The lady was so cute. She said she didn't know where it came from, where they come from, and she got it, I guess, from the store. And I'm thinking, yeah, but we have a plenty here in Southern California or Central California. Just I have 2 trees, and just I make a lovely, really good pomegranate jelly at Christmas time. It's just to die for. Anyway, yeah. So this, I think this was in one of Rachel's packs because it was one of the old. I got one of her old paper packs. It's just so gorgeous. So I thought this is beautiful. I put it right here. This is some stupid doodling I hate, and so I probably will go over it and stuff, but I put the page in here because of some other reason, and I don't know what the reason was. Probably the other part of it, but yeah, it was a weird doodling page I did, and it just kind of dumb looking. So I just put that. I had done this before, and this is just a little envelope, but doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Okay, so this. So this was 2 different lessons here. This lesson was Moody Blues or something. It was just blue and just blues. And this part was, okay, so I forget what we did, but this was sort of white. These were blank, and then you kind of finished it separately. It's different kind of colors and stuff. So, and then I just added on those things just to have something interesting. But now all of this here, this was something different. Now this was what did she call this one? Bubbles, flowers and bubbles or something. And I thought, oh man, I'm gonna kill that. And I probably shouldn't put all these little flowers here. I should just put like a few that were not so big, because I was looking at what she did and I really liked it, but I didn't. I put too many small ones, but whatever, it's fine. Not like I'm an art, no, I wasn't gonna critique it. So that, well, I'll go like this. I'll move it over. So this is that page. This page was what? Okay, I can't remember what the lesson was. Oh, it was about cyan type stuff. Cyan, what was it called? Dyeing or something. I did once, Rosemary Morse once had a class where one of her caboodle classes where she prepared the paper so we could do it. That's a lot of work. I didn't do that. So I just used, the gal who did the class had some digitals we could use, but then I went on Etsy and just bought some digitals. And then I used some of that other idea and put the paper, I cut out some flowers and crumpled it up there. And I can't remember what exactly we did. I think we just made a collage is what it was, but I don't really remember. And these are poppies. I took pictures of real poppies that I have, real dried poppies I have. I happen to have those, and I thought, well, that's perfect. So I think this was a couple lessons that I melded into one just to go together. This was a different lady who did this, and then a different lady who did this. But I really liked how it turned out. And that's more of Rosemary's paper. Any of that eco-dye stuff isn't stuff I did. Okay. Over here was the other side of that paper that came from that one I told you about. It has a girl in it. I thought, well, this is kind of cute. It kind of goes with what it is. I think it might be Daphne's diary or something. Anyway, so that's in there as a page. More of her paper, more of the other side of that paper. Oh, this one. So the girl with the bubbles did the same thing, but we put pockets over them and made flowers by, I just hit something. Make flowers by finger painting. It's insanity. Somehow you finger paint these flowers, then you cut them out. Except for this was a copy of one I had from the other page. So then you put them, and then you put them in these little vases, so it looks like bubbles are flying around with flowers in it. So that was kind of interesting. This was an antique. It was flying around here. It was an antique part of some little thing I got, a flower arrangement thing. And it's like a silk with some stitching on it. And I had that for Christmas. So I put it in my Christmas journal thing I did with Rachel. but I just added on here because I thought it looked cute. So yeah, that's what this is. And then I added somebody that when I bought something, they sent me a little, this is, feels like it's either watercolor paper or handmade paper. And it says, I don't know what this says, but I wrote bloom on there. So then you just draw the flowers out of what you paint with your fingers. It was kind of cool. All right. And these are example of the buttons. This is some of the old paper that Rachel was selling, and this is just a piece of what do you call that? Scrapbook paper. And I forget what it was, but I happened to have it out there. I'm going to do one out of this. So that's just and she gave these. Part of the thing was she gave a digital of different kinds of button cards you could use. So you could make these buttons and put them in somebody's journal for them to use. Okay, I'm through most of the classes. See, I didn't do all 20 classes, you can tell, because I didn't. This is just what's left in my book that I was going to work on top of. So yeah, I think that was it, because I didn't really, it was already too fat. And then we did some pockets in the back, which, you know, this would be really cute on here. I don't know. That would be cute, like on the back there. Too bad it's so big. Maybe, oh, I'm probably just cut this part out and put it there. I don't know. So that's in here. I'll just put it in here. Oh, I have some other things here that are too fat. So I told you about this guy. Well, another thing I did were these two. The same lady that said to do the cutouts of your work, she did something that was on a big piece, you know, the big thick that kind of cardboard. And then, and I says, you are loved. And it's just, I backed it with old linen. I just put on it. So I thought it turned out cute. It's like a thick one. You'd have to figure out if and how who you want to give something that thick to, because it's kind of, you know, kind of hard to, but it turned out cute. I like it. Oh, this was the whole thing. I didn't cut it out. This was the whole, I just used the whole image, made it smaller. And this was one of the things, and I forget what this one was called. What was it called? And it was an accordion little book. But now this is so thick, I don't think it's going to fit in there. It causes me a problem. Okay, well, this is a cute accordion book. Oh, no. And this, okay, come on. Oh, there we go. So it had a little house thing here. And then you print on, whatever size it is, and you print on it and you write different things. So this was hand copying a leaf, like looking at it and drawing it and then painting it. And I put little writing. This was a rose. I watched somebody on the internet try and draw a rosebud, so I did that. So she just didn't say what to put on here. She was just telling you to do this little booklet and then, you know, decorate it with things about flowers. And so, you know, I drew all this. This is one I purchased from an Etsy shop that just has it machine stitched, so I put it there. This was out of this looks like it was some kind of a digital, was laying around. A lot of things. This piece of fabric that I just glued on. This I drew, kind of really thick stem there. And then the house. Then the backside. Now this is a real dried flower. And I thought, I wonder if this will work. I probably should do more. And I put a matte gel medium over the top of it to glue it down and to also help. And it looks really cute. It still works. So that's there. I used old book pages. So I made this one too with the finger painted flowers. This came from the lady with the head, or Frida with those things in her head. And so this was, so I had some left over, so I put them in a vase that I made and drew that there. This was just, I drew some little plants. This came out, this is what happened. I see things laying around because my room is so messy. It's taking me, this is the 4th day I was working on picking up stuff. So it'll be a few more days until the cats can come in and be around, but there was so much stuff. But this was just a piece I found laying around. I think it was probably some kind of on an advertisement, so I just put it in here because it was a flower. I drew this guy here, and then on the back, just like that, and then you close it up. I think it's supposed to go around like this, and you close it up somehow. So that was one of the things. There was another one that was really cool too, but I haven't done it yet. You know, just you can only do so much in a day, especially if you have to do anything else in your day. So I hope to, finish some of the things, but that was what I did. So I will tell you, I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot. I was very happy to learn it. So I was frustrated sometimes, but I had to remember that this was just for me. It's just something I want to do to learn about mixed media. When you put things together, I just wanted to learn that, and it was really fun. So I wish this was a little bit bigger, that it, but that's nothing I can do about that now. And so I just tie it. I'll probably just leave that in there somehow. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's my little update. I have another fun thing. I'm working on a journal for Carol Laws, and so I'll do a video for that, but you won't see it until I mail it to her. So there's that. And there was something else. I got my new birding journal for next year from Johni at the Junk Journal Shop. She's been making my journals for my birding observations for, man, I think this is a 5th or 6th one. So, but I don't really want to show you that now, because I'll show you the completed one I did this year. So, do that later. And I'm trying to think if there was something else. Once I get my room picked up, I'm really picking it up before I start anything else. I want to figure out doing some other things. I don't know what. I might make a journal, a document journal for someone. I might, to sell, or a smaller book to sell, because I got a few those smaller books, like if you saw any of my videos, like the Christmas books last year that I gave to Rachel and her mother and her sister, a book like that. And maybe I'll make a book like that to sell. I don't know, but I'll be back. So, and I was going to show you my journal of stitchery, but you know what? I'll go get it. Stop here and I'll go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. I'm back. So this is my journal of stitchery now. I'm kind of with some of the other ladies. I've been doing a lot of extra stuff. So, I'm going to have to add to it, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm probably not going to have a lot of big spaces like Sarah's doing, just because I put too much on. But so these are just, I did this P. I can't remember if I showed you guys that. And then down here, this was favorite fabrics, but I went ahead and embroidered over the top of the roses. It's a bullion stitch, I think. It's hard to keep standing up. This was my grandson's little shibori painting that he does, and he didn't have any left of the really other one, so I'd given him a bunch of Rit dyes I had, and so it wasn't really that dark, but it doesn't matter. I went ahead and put some together. I didn't have it. I wanted to use a certain one. I didn't have enough of it, so I just kind of stitched it together and then took the hexie out of there, so I thought that would be cute. I found somebody that had a PP in these. I should have put something darker under it, but I just went around it. I figure, whatever, it's mine. I should have put a dark fabric under it, and then it would have stuck out more. But so let's see. I added this bird as the favorite fabrics, and there was a heart. This last one was hearts. So I have a bunch of just normal fabric hearts, and then I added, this is a really old, probably 1800s, like little lace thing. You can see through it. What do you call that? Applique. So that's on there going askew like. And then I put this bird on. It's made out of old pieces of quilt. And I did a little bit of embroidery over it, but it kind of blends in. But, I put a little bit of tail feathers here, and his eye has a little bit of stuff. And I did some, like he has a crown up here and his beak. But he has a little cord here holding on, and he's got this little, and it's probably from the 1950s, little red glass heart right here. So I thought that was cute. Kind of goes along perfectly. It's a wooden button here that's just red. These are those little thingies. I forget what they're called. But I just had those. I think they're cute. I might put more of them on. I haven't decided. Okay, then over here, I put one of the teacups of my mom's. This is a favorite thing, so I put it on here. But you see what I mean? There's the end. I got this from I'll get it again, Juanette at Juanette's Crafting Source or Table. I'll have it linked below. So I put this on because this was kind of a fun emblem. Oh, it came in that book that I bought from her, that journal. And so I put that on. I wanted to put this doily on. So now you see, look, I ran out of space. So I'm going to have to, the thing goes until when? Like at the end of December. So you have two prompts. So I'm going to have to add to it. But part of what Juanette sent me too was this lovely piece here. And she's using some of that so on her. So I could just add this on really simply here at the bottom. Just add it on here. And then I'd have a lot more space to use, which this is probably what I will do. But you see, it's really pretty, pretty, pretty. I'll make this maybe centered like that. So anyway, this is my Roxy's, or no, yeah. Is it journal? Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I'm getting everybody's things mixed up on here. So if anybody's doing this and they really want like any of these like little labels, and if they want me to look and see, I have a lot of them, and I just may by some miracle have their initials. I'd be happy to give it to them. So yeah. So anyway, that's that. So that's the Journal of Stitchery, and everything else has been going on. And I hope to see you guys again soon. And I appreciate you all. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.